hate dating in Chicago. Don't know what these other cities got on us, but it's definitely the men.
That's what Chicago dating is like. You're just not going to show up.
Dang, Chicago, a little weird right now.
He's like, you come across as this really smart person, and in my heart, I know that, but in my mind, I just don't know.
Number 3 would be car shows. Where you located at, type it in. I swear you might get lucky. You might meet the most generous man of your life.
Dating men in Chicago be like, man, stop playing on me before I come through and shoot your house up.
Welcome back to Motor Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
Dating men in Chicago be like, man, stop playing on me before I come through and shoot your house up. Man, stop playing on me before I come beat your boyfriend up. Man, stop playing on me before I come shoot your brother. Man, stop playing on me. You think I'm a little kid or something? Shorty, you tweaking on my baby. Man,
All right. I had to laugh real quick because I can tell what she's dating. She's dating men on the South Side. And sweetheart, to have some hope and finding a man that could be there for you, that you can take care of, he can take care of you, that can support your future children, raise them in a great environment. You need to date outside of Southside. You have to. Seriously. Because you're going to get another nightmare. But you know what's wild? You're comfortable dealing with the nightmares. It's sad. Let me let you finish, though.
man, I don't get no out there. I'm a gangster. You think I give a I don't give a Shorty, you got me up. Bro, you be tweaking. What you was with a bro, I'ma just stop talking to your be tweaking. An hour later, what you doing? Why y'all like that, bro? I don't understand. Like, y'all.
You see the way she was laughing at the end? She loves it. She wouldn't have it no other way. I'm not making fun of her, but why are you smiling at? Like, if it's driving you crazy, your complaint is ended with a smile. And then what's she gonna say after that? Oh, I love some hood. That's all I'm used to is them hood niggas. They love you right. They smack you with the butt of the gun. That's nothing but love. When the blood oozing down the side of your eye, you can't cry because you got blood in your eye.
I hate dating in Chicago. I don't know what these other cities got on us, but it's definitely the men.
Oh, here we go again.
It's too small. It's this much to choose from. Especially if you have a type and you looking for like a real relationship. Like I'm not dating to just date. I'm dating with intention, and like the intention don't be there. And I'm 28.
Over 27?
So I ain't looking for no little look for that. Okay. I mean, is my husband in Chicago or what, God? What's going on?
As you talking, he says you hate dating in Chicago. And every time you wave your hand, I see the different color nails. It's like, how do you think men are feeling when they're talking to you? Like, say, I just imagine myself. If I was dating in Chicago, I would avoid you. And that's the kind of men you should be dating. The ones that will see you and most likely ignore you. Look, you got to work on yourself. You do. You don't see what's wrong. You need to get some outside help from a man, not a man who cares, a man that's going to tell you the unfiltered truth so you know what you need to work on. Because as you was talking and waving your nails, I'm sitting there like, she's clicking the nails and waving them. And it's like, you hate dating in Chicago, but a man is going to look at you and say, I hate dating that. Now, I know there's some guys in the hood. There may be a guy in the hood That's a former Pookie. I know I'm talking to somebody. I'm talking to myself, right? And he wants to get out of that lifestyle. And he sees someone like you. What is that going to do? You're still stuck in the hood. You're bringing him right back in that mindset. And he's trapped forever. Yes, you are keeping a man trapped.
Hey y'all. So it's been 2 months I've been staying in Chicago, and people always ask me like how my dating life. If I'm dating in Chicago, I'm
She sounds like she's from New Orleans. She got that, where she drags out words. But let me keep it going.
I'm not. Now since I've been out here, I did get 3 men number, and they didn't last. The first boy, I got his number. He was from Inglewood. I met him at Trap Karaoke. And I asked him,
Trap
do you have a
karaoke?
girlfriend? Do you like kids? He said he didn't have a girlfriend. He had one baby. And I asked my oldest baby was, he told me 2 months. 2 months? Please be for real. Please get out my face. Why are you even out? You need to be taking care of your baby and your lady. So I left him on read. He wound up sending a picture of himself. I don't know why. I didn't respond. Then he texted me talking about, I didn't mean to send you that. Yes, you did. You did. You thought I was going to respond. And I didn't. The second boy, I got his number and I asked the same question. He told me he had 3 kids. And I was like, how many baby mamas? He was like, 3. I'm all right. He wound up FaceTiming me the same day he got my number. I did not answer. I texted him, why are you calling me? He was like, I ain't mean to call you. Yes, you did. Like, what you lying for? Like, you meant to call. You thought I was going to answer. I didn't. And then the last boy, y'all got his number when I went out. So I texted him my name like Lolly. Y'all, why the next day he texted me at noon and was like, what you doing this week? My building have a golf simulator, a pool, rooftop. I was like, I'm not coming to your building. I don't know you. He was like, it's a high rise. I don't care if it was the penthouse. So I'm like, he was like, it's a high rise. I was like, okay. Like, I was like, I hope you don't think you stand in a high rise impress me. Like, I stay in a high rise. Like, let's be for real. He was like, I ain't mean it like that. It's just amenities and it's free. Left him on read. Baby, I don't got the time to be playing.
Now, what it sounds like so far, because she did the right thing, right? She did it. The first guy, when she said that, I was shaking my head. I know you see me, but still, because ladies are running away from the dating apps. It sounds like the first two need to get on the dating apps and date men outside of their immediate area where they live in, because they're meeting men in the wild, and it's not working. Look, you're in Chicago. Of course, especially if you're in the hood, you can't meet men in the wild. It's gonna be a nightmare for you. Guy's got 3 baby moms. Another guy had a baby mom. The kid is 2 month old. Yeah, no responsibility. So you're only opening yourself up to men. No responsibilities. That's crazy. I hear women talking all the time about, men need to be more responsible. So you're wondering why your options are limited, because you're keeping them limited. I would have loved to hear her say, yeah, I'm on these dating apps. They trash. I didn't hear it from one person yet.
Y'all, so I'm just sitting here contemplating, which I've been contemplating this for a nice little minute now. But thinking about telling a story or doing my story time of how this guy I was dating had played in my face so bad, y'all. Like, I can't even believe it. And I just feel like so many of the girls are going through this same thing right now. I'm like, are we living the same lives? Like, what's going on? So I'm like, it must be time for me to tell my story. I don't know. Couple likes on this and I'm gonna do it. I might even drop names. I don't know. We'll see about that.
Yeah, so finally we got a regular person, right? Dating a regular guy. And what does it sound like? It sounds like every city they're complaining about they have problems in. Think about it. So far, I did New York, LA, Atlanta, a couple of other cities. But it's all over. It's trash to them. And what does it show? we already know how it's working. We already know what they're doing. We already know the limited options they open themselves up to. Of course, it's gonna be trash. I'm just shocked. It bogs my mind because if you wanted real help, you look around and hear everything being said about you. Seriously, listen to everybody, and then hear men and go, "Oh, they're on to something." Seriously, they're on to something. They keep saying this is the problem. It's really that simple. Some women get it. They're the ones speaking against you too. But more and more and more complain about the same old thing and do the same thing. You get the same results. You're insane as well. All insane.
Well, first date in Chicago, and I got stood up. I still have not heard from this man. We were supposed to meet at 7 p.m. Dinner. He picked the place. He picked the time. We confirmed it yesterday. Still have not heard from him. I got there at 7:02, and I waited till 7:20. I didn't leave till 7:20.
It's too late. It's too late.
Just didn't show. Just did not show up. This is my first date of the year, y'all. Is this what Chicago dating is like? You're just not going to show up? Did you get in a car accident? Are you dead? I was really excited to dip my toe back into the dating pool, but now I'm like, I'm done. This was a Michelin star restaurant, and when I walked in, I didn't hear from him. I was like, oh, I'm walking in, I'm here. No answer. I said his name at the receptionist. They're like, oh, we don't have anyone by that name. This is not a place you walk into. If you don't have a reservation, we're not getting a table. I should have known. I was really excited. Like, I posted a video before this, like, going on a date tonight. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Stood up. Stood up. Chicago men, please do better.
I don't think that's a reflection on Chicago men. I don't know what he's thinking. Maybe he's not dating like that. He said, yeah, I'll take you here. Didn't bother calling. The man's probably been out of the game for a long time. And I'm not defending him. But you said you left at 7:20. Why did you leave so early? Like I said, I'm not trying to defend the guy. I don't know this guy from anywhere. What if his phone died? What if something tragic happened? What if he's in a Grab, he's come from work and he's running late and he's in a Grab trying to get over you right now, took a long time to get dressed. Like, you don't know what happened. The only ones who can have excuses are y'all. I'm talking about I didn't waited at dates for an hour before. And then the person finally showed up. That's why I said 7:20. I don't think he stood you up. Because it's too short of a time that you waited. You got there at 7:02. You're excited. I get it. You're probably not dating like that. You haven't been on a date for a long time. I can tell. Because I think you said you're new to Chicago. So you're like, oh, wow. I got this man. He's going to take me here. I looked up the place. It's nice. I'm excited. You don't have the man's phone number? You didn't reach out to the man? I'm trying to figure this out. You didn't talk a little bit before you went out? Like, how did you meet this man? Like, really? I'm confused. It sounds like you're confused and you're not ready to date yet because you're too eager. You're just ripping and running. And that's what species. We already know what species we're dealing with. Impatient, right? Impatient. Leaving at 7:20.
I saw a couple of you posting about how the men in Chicago, when you go to like bars and stuff and like clubs or events or whatever, like instead of like talking to you, they just stare at you. And I'm so glad that we're all like going through this together because I thought I did something, okay? I was like, why are people afraid of me? Like, I was truly concerned. I wanted to bring up, however, there is an online version of it where they like match with you on an app and they just match to match. Like, you could send the first message and they're just like, you'll never hear from them again. And I think that's really, really odd. And then on the other side of it is they'll have something in their prompt and they'll be like, oh, I don't want a pen pal. And then they'll become the pen pal and they'll message you for days and days and days. And like, one thing about me, I'm just going to stop messaging you. Damn. Because I live 3 miles away from you. Anything that you can want to message me, you could tell me that in real life. And I'm not about to sit up here and play on my phone all day with some man because, first of all, I don't even text my friends back in a timely manner. So why would I text this stranger man back in a timely manner who I ain't even never met in the real life? I wonder you stayed single. So, dating Chicago, a little weird right now. Still fun. Like, I don't know. I make sure I get a little kiss in the club before I leave every single time, or the bar. I sometimes go to the club, but yeah, there's something in the water right now, and we'll see it through. We will see it through.
Man, it sounds like, I don't know where you're from, but it sounds like you need to deal with what the first two women dealt with to understand. But still, what's happening right now, men not talking, that's happening in every city. It's wild. Men, they don't mean it. I think a lot of times some men don't mean to do it, but men are holding the line. I think a lot are holding the line. A lot do mean to do it. A lot understand I can't talk because it'd be held against me. Just like a cop. When the cop says, whatever you say will be held against you in a court of law, that's how a man feels. And who's the judge and the jury? Sitting there, her, sitting there looking at your file, everything you do. So that's why men are looking at you. Men are afraid. They are. I've said it millions of times. Y'all are gonna have to start talking. I love it when I see women say, I started talking to men in the wild and it's working, and I'm like, yeah, you go. I cheer them on every time you guys see it, because that's what it's gonna take.
You seem different out here. Hey, what do you like to do out here for fun in Chicago?
Well, I like to go to Gino and Marty, Blind Barber, Federales, Witt's Rooftop, and going out to Bevy.
Actually, you could just get over it. Time getting dinner in Fulton Market. Do you need me to take you home?
Yeah, well, no. I have a black truck taking me to Hubbard Inn.
Hey.
So that's what the men are going through. All of the women been everywhere. And why have they been everywhere? Dating 10, 20, 30, 40 guys. And I keep hearing that. Like, Chicago is small, especially in the city area. So if you're going out all the time, you tried every restaurant, probably taking yourself there. So where is a man going to take you? That's the wild thing about women going out all the time. It's no fun for a man. He's like, oh, let's go here. Well, I've been there already. I don't know. I've been eating that. I ate that 5 times last week. Your man's like, okay, where am I going to take you? And then for a man to take you out of the city, then he's talking about going to another state, because you go by the countryside, it's like crickets, So what am I going to do? This is the struggles men are going through out there. So this next girl is telling some of her stories about dating in Chicago. Let's hear her out.
So I have another story for you guys. This one is about a guy, let's call him Sanjeet. So I met Sanjeet on Hinge and we chatted for a little bit, and honestly it was nothing that crazy. I feel like he caught me at a really good time because I was on my way somewhere already and he was just like, hey, do you want to get dinner? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So he chooses Gordon Ramsay's burger place, which, great choice. And he seems really nice and really great. Anyways, me and Sanjeet are just like chatting and talking over dinner, getting to know each other, asking all the normal questions like, do you have siblings, and like, what do you do for work? Anyways, yeah, so I study architecture, and so he starts chatting to me about architecture, which I love. Anytime I say anything, even remotely smart, he goes, wow, you're so pretty. So I feel like that's a little bit weird, but I'm like, okay.
You feel it's a little bit weird because a man said, wow, you're so pretty? Am I drinking?
Okay. Thanks. So we chat more, and I don't really get his jokes, but, I laugh just to be nice and, kind of keep the conversation going. So he invites me to another place called London House, and he said it was like this really cool rooftop bar, and,
This man, he has money. He took her from one place, from Gordon Ramsay's burger spot. Hold on, I gotta do some research really quickly. So the man takes her here, Gordon Ramsay's burger. So let's see. The burgers, $19. Hell's Kitchen Burger, Backyard Burger, 17. Truffle Burger, 22. Not bad, but I see here all burgers served on a toasted sesame seed bun. Substitute a plant-based patty for an additional $5. So no fries. So you get that. Then you order some fries. Let me see. If you order some fries here. So let's say sides, right? So for the sides, truffle fries $12, just fries $7. So we're talking about $30 for both meals plus drinks, probably about $80. Then after that, the man takes her somewhere else and she calls him weird already. He doesn't know this. She thinks he's weird. He's still pulling out all of the stops. He takes her, spends probably $100. I'm sure he probably got a drink too here. $100. Then he takes her after that. Let's get back to it.
I love a good rooftop bar. So I was like, okay. And he was like, but I need to go to my house first because I need to change my shirt because he got something on his shirt. So we go to Sanjeet's place, and I mean, he's got a nice place. It's fine. He changes his shirt, and while he's changing his shirt, I don't know if you can hear all that music. While he's changing his shirt, he starts blasting Taylor Swift. I mean, I like Taylor Swift, and that's fine. I just kind of was surprised that he was like blasting this Taylor Swift. Then he finally changes, and we go to London House. So on the way to London House is where it gets really interesting, because he starts saying strange things. He's like, you come across as this really smart person, and in my heart, I know that, but in my mind, I just don't know.
Emotional damage!
I was like, huh? So I tried not to get offended by this, and I was like, okay, well, I guess like the more you ask me questions and the more we get to know each other, the more, you can see that I actually am a smart person. This man, while we're walking down the street, he's like, okay, I'll test you right now. What's 9 times 7? I'm sorry. So I'm like, well, I don't really think that's a test of how smart you are, but if you really just don't believe me, like, ask me more questions, like, ask me genuine questions. I think the next thing he asked me was like, what's the square root of 5 or something?
Well, no. My man, I feel him. He said 9 times 7. And I noticed that you didn't answer it just now. You didn't answer it. You probably didn't know 9 times 7. I bet you didn't know it. I think I forgot 9 times 7. But no, you didn't know it. That's why you didn't answer it.
So anyways, we go to London House, and the bar is beautiful. I'll put in some like little clips of it somewhere. So anyways, we go up to the bar, and we're having a good time. But this is like weighing in the back of my mind. So I eventually bring up the fact that his comment really bothered me.
Yeah, guys, the 9 times 7 is 63. So you guys don't think I'm a retard.
And he's just like, I don't know why that bothers you. If somebody said that about me, I would be excited.
Yeah, guys, 9 times 7.
I was like, excited about what? I don't understand. I don't know. I think guys are just really interesting. Or maybe Sanjeet is just really interesting. Point in the night, I'm pretty annoyed because he's questioning my intelligence, and I mean, who wants to like really spend time with somebody like that?
That need to be said again and again with fierce conviction.
Say anything even remotely smart, he goes, wow, you're so pretty. So I feel like that's a little bit weird. So then I'm like, you know what, it's cool, I'm just gonna go home. And he's like, oh, it's fine, like, let me call you an Uber. So I was like, no, it's okay, like, you don't have to do that, I'll call myself an Uber. And he was like, no, like, he was very set on getting me this Uber, so I was like, all right, fine, I'll get the Uber. But that was my mistake, because then he wanted to chat with me even more. Basically, we spent the rest of the night fighting about how I don't want to go on a second date with him, and he's like, I don't understand why you don't want to go out with me anymore. Then he starts trying to ask me a bunch of questions that are like challenging my character, and after I got done answering them, he's like, okay, I've decided, I want to be with you. I was like, cool, but I don't think this is gonna work. And he's like, no, I mean, I think like we would work out really well. And I was like, I don't think that we would. So then he gets upset at this and he's just like, you know, I'm really successful and I can provide for you and like I'm a really good guy and like you would be passing all that up. I was like, cool. I think I'm good. So Sanjeet actually never had my phone number. He only had me on Hinge and then also on Snapchat. So after our date, he tried to message me a ton of times on Snapchat and I just ended up blocking him. And then I also unmatched him on Hinge. I don't know. I think that no means no. And it's only so much you can really do.
I think my man Sanjeet lucked out, right? He challenged her and she got offended by it. And if any man would have challenged her, she would have got offended by it. But nowadays, men need to challenge women they want to be with. So that's what he did. Maybe his personality was off and I don't know how he was talking because we're hearing her explain it. Maybe he said it in such a way that makes you feel like, why are you saying that? Like, I get it. Because if I would have said it, it would have been the same thing. I would have said it smooth, like a bunch of lily butterflies flying around lilies and beautiful and sunshine, roses, and still would have got mad. So what is a man to do? At the end of the day, what is a man to do?
Absolutely nothing.
And one thing you already know, there in every city, the mind frame is there. We have another sprinkle.
So I'm keep getting questions like, see, where do you meet these high value men? See, where do you meet these generous kings that don't mind spending money? So I put a list together and I usually gatekeep my places because I don't like people being where I'm at, but I love y'all and I want y'all to meet y'all a generous king. So number one, the Ritz-Carlton. I swear by this place. I love this place. It's a hotel. It's a luxury hotel, but they have like a bar and lounge.
Yeah, that's where the prostitutes go too. The fine rich men. They go to the same places. Ritz-Carlton. That's what it sounds like. That's where the players are too in Chicago. Doing a step. What do they call it? Stepping. Step, left to right with the pimp hat. And she got on her glasses too. She on one of their arms. I don't sleep. Chicago. The land of the players.
I met the guy that I'm dating now at this place, so that's number one. Number two will be Soho House. And when I say Soho House, I don't mean going at 8 o'clock at night to the party. I mean going around like noon. Going from 11.
Soho. That's where the hoes are. The hoes are at Soho.
From 11 to 4. And you're going to go on the first floor because it's the first floor. It's more where you'll meet the men at. Number 3 will be car shows. I swear by car shows. Download Eventbrite and type in car shows in your city. Anywhere you located at, type it in. I swear you might get lucky. You might meet the most generous man of your life. Okay? Number 4 will be coffee shops. Coffee shops. I'm telling y'all, please. The one that I swear by would be Ralph Lauren in Chicago. It's on Michigan. Please go there. I wish I can. I'm trying to go as fast as I can because the list is kind of long. Number 5 would be RPM. I love RPM. They have 3 in Chicago. We have Italian, we have seafood, we got steak. But my favorite would be seafood because
man, she know where to go. She go there. Soho. Where the hoes go to Soho. Now I'm joking, but seriously though, that's what it's like. The woman that said, "Oh, go meet a generous man here," prostitution, and it's like that in every city. No matter what city it is, we all know the problem. We all know why you're struggling. The problem is you. But y'all, thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.
Coming.